Hey everybody, and so it's Tuesday, and it's episode 114 of Time Out Tuesday. And despite the fact that things are a little bit less normal than they've been, I think we would all agree. Time Out Tuesday continues on every week, and this is the 114th week that I'm going to be doing it. So I figured I would come to you live, and I don't have as much of a content plan today. I've been actually spending most of my time thinking about content for our online classes that we're doing in lieu of being able to meet physically at the dojo. But I didn't want to miss this, and I thought I would take the opportunity to talk a little bit about I guess one of the most important elements of self-defense. And I've talked about this before. But we're definitely I guess to use that phrase, living in interesting times. This is different than anything that I've experienced. We've all had some of us that are my age or similar age. We've all had different experiences that have been less than pleasant over the years. Big events in the world. Some of them are financial. Some of them came out of the blue. Some of them were somewhat predictable. We've seen things like 9/11. We've seen things like Sandy. And the differences between these things are just so vast, because in some cases, we never saw it coming in a million years and then had to be completely reactive to it. In a case like something like a hurricane, we know it's coming. We can plan for it. We can prepare for it, and then we sit and wait for it, and then we all hope for the best. And this is just a mishmash of a little bit of everything right now. No one saw this coming. No one could plan for it. Certainly not with not with years and years of planning. And I don't want to get into I don't want this to turn into a political opinion thing at all about how things are handled. It's not appropriate, and not important actually. Right now, what's important is that what we currently do to defend ourselves. It's an emotional time for everybody. Everybody's got their own concerns. Some of them are shared amongst many of us. Some of them are very individual. Some of it has to do with people. Some of it has to do with where people are, susceptibility to things, and proximity to us, and so forth. And some of us have all of these concerns, and some of them have less. And our kids, we have to protect our children, and we have to protect them physically and emotionally right now. And that means that we have to be protected emotionally as well. None of us are immune to the emotions that come with times like this. Those of you that know me, they know I'm not a very emotional guy. It takes a lot to really draw a lot of emotion out of me. Usually that comes out only a couple of times a year. Luckily, I haven't had in recent years, lots of terrible events that caused me to have emotions. But during things like awarding black belts to people, I get very emotional. And when both my boys came home from college, just the last couple of days, I was very emotional at that point, because that was one of my concerns. I just wanted everybody under the same roof right now. I wanted to know that everyone was safe and secure, that they were going to be able to be taken care of if they needed it, and that they would be here to help out in case we needed it. And so we all have our stresses that we're going to be wrestling with, and that holds true for yourselves, but it also holds true for all the people that you don't know, that you're going to run into. We're going to still be out and about on occasion running important, critical errands, and we're going to run into people, and people are going to be very stressed out. You've already heard crazy stories about people, coming to fist fights over a roll of toilet paper. And, these things might get better. They might get worse over the next couple of weeks. It's really hard to tell. But one of the first elements of self-defense is to not engage in physical activity, physical violence, if you don't have to. It is not worth yelling at somebody in a store because they took the last roll of toilet paper or the last thing of tinfoil or whatever it is that you think is the single most important thing for you to have right now. The supply chain will continue. There will still continue to be things that you're going to be able to get. But what doesn't make sense is to get into a fist fight over these things. So I guess my caution for today, my self-defense caution for the day is take deep breaths, move slowly. Don't make rash decisions. Don't try to engage everybody negatively. Try to be helpful wherever possible. These are the things that will keep you safe. These are the things that are going to help keep tempers calm. There are decisions that people are making on a daily basis now, some of which they have no choice about, some of which they do. This morning I realized we have show tickets coming up, I think next weekend, or maybe this coming weekend, that we were going to take my mom to. Well, we're not going to that show. The show's been canceled. I called up the theater to see what their situation was, and they had someone answer the phones right away. They were very pleasant on the phone, and what they said was, we're just not prepared right now to be able to tell you what we're going to do, whether we're going to be rescheduling or refunding. So if it's okay, we're just asking everybody to be patient. And I said, yep, you got it. And you know what? It's $300. Under normal conditions, I'd want my $300 back. But right now, they don't have a choice. They don't know what to do. It doesn't make sense to apply pressure to them. And a similar thing happened. We have a really nice lady that comes to clean our home every couple of weeks. And we thought that it was prudent for both of our cases to terminate, that for the next couple of weeks, because it didn't really make sense to endanger anybody, to have anybody coming in or out of the house, especially someone that's, going to lots of other homes. And that's really the general guidance, right? And we called up and said, listen, don't worry about it. When you come the next time, we're going to pay you for both weeks. We just don't want you to come this week. You should be inside and you should be keeping yourself healthy as well. We've known her for a long time. We want the best for her as well. So keep it slow. Don't make your rash decisions. Everything's gonna be a little bit clearer as time goes on. I once had someone talk about a situation where that life can very much be like a bottle of water with an inch of mud at the bottom, and you shake up that bottle of water and it becomes a big muddy mess and you can't see through it. And if you just give it an hour, all the mud will settle back down and you'll be able to see through the water again. You'll regain clarity. That's my guidance for today. Be calm, be cool, regain clarity. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody today at our virtual dojo. Melissa has already run a couple of classes in our kickbox. I took the first one. She practically killed me. And I'm looking forward to the challenges of figuring out ways of teaching our kids and keeping them motivated. We also have a whole bunch of other ideas that we're going to try to roll out throughout the day over the next couple of weeks so that we can help you guys to keep your kids busy, keep them challenged, keep their brains working, keep them out of your hair. And we want to help everybody out best we can. And we're very appreciative of the feedback that we've gotten so far from, I can't even tell you how many of our members about our efforts. And we really haven't even begun what we hope to be our full-blown efforts yet. So for today, Time Out Tuesday, episode 114, everybody take it slow, take deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Peace.